New month, new segment. It's called Tough or Bluff. You guys seem pretty smart. I don't know you that well, so we'll find out.
Hey, don't come in here talking like that. First show coming after us like that.
Yeah, this is the last time I'm going to be on. So I think you all get where this is going. Tough or Bluff. The Yankees, the Bombers have reeled off 9 straight. Yeah, flex on them, it's fine. They're at the top of the AL, looking to win 17 of their first 23 games for the 8th time in franchise history. Keith, we're defaulting to you. Tough or Bluff? I already know the answer. Why am I even asking?
Hey, them boys looking tough. I mean, the whole world knows it. It's finally starting to come together, the pitching and the lineup. And I know, the competition ain't been the greatest for this 9-game win streak. We're handling business, though. Last year's Yankees wouldn't have handled business against these teams. We're sweeping everyone. We're finding different ways to win. The pitching has been there. People were worried about Garrett Cole. He's figured it out. People worried about Aaron Judge. He's figured it out. Let's go Yankees.
How confident are you feeling, though? Because 5 of the next 8 games are against the Blue Jays.
Check with me after that.
That's not that confident.
Not only that, I say they're bluffing a little bit because the 2-2 versus teams over 500, right? The competition hasn't been there yet. You mentioned the Blue Jays. They also got to go up against the White Sox here pretty soon, and the Rays at the end of the month as well. But those teams are going to be better than the teams that they've already played.
I agree.
So then they're going to get tested a little bit. But I love what some of the guys are doing. We mentioned Anthony Rizzo earlier. To see a bright spot like him doing what he's expected to do, because last year he kind of stepped down a little bit when he got over to the Yankees. So to see him in the middle of the order doing what he's doing is big. You mentioned the pitching. I just think they might be bluffing a little bit. We're about to find out right now.
I think they're bluffing a little bit. Look, they're a good team, but I don't think they're even close to the best team in the AL. I think you could probably put 4 to 5 teams in front of them comfortably. And I say that knowing that where they are right now, they're at the top of the AL. But I know you look at this lineup, they are streaky. They have a lot of guys who are streaky. Right now, they have a lot of guys who are hot. They got a lot of guys rolling. That staff can get streaky. Cole has had some bad starts already this year. It's not to say that he hasn't figured it out or won't figure it out or won't be an ace. The dude's really good, don't get me wrong. But who behind him is going to be consistent and step up every time out? I'm not sure. That bullpen still scares me. I still don't think they're they have a couple of guys that I trust. Come on.
I can keep rattling off the names.
You can rattle off the names, but last year you were saying saying words I can't say on the air about the same guys.
Shaking off that 2021.
They have some better attitudes.
Team.
I like Donaldson in the mix there. He's got a different attitude. I like the fact that they have a little bit more defense. They're a little bit more athletic. There are things I like, but they haven't been good in the past, and I still don't think they're that good yet.
They've got a lot to prove. We're going to find out here pretty soon.
That's what's exciting about baseball. There's a lot of games. We're going to find out.
We'll be circling back around to Keith.
I'll be around. Won't be hard to find.
We know where to find you, don't worry. All right, the Padres are tied for first in the NL West. They are just percentage points behind the Dodgers. Eric Hosmer, Manny Machado, both off to hot starts. And they haven't even gotten Tatis back yet. They've won 10 of their last 13. So tough or bluff on the Friars X?
Hey, this team is for real. They're tough. I look at, you mentioned Eric Hosmer. He's a guy that they didn't really depend upon. We're talking about a guy they were talking about trading during
trying to trade him. They were trying
in that trade.
Yeah.
So I look at a guy like that carrying the team as well as Machado. The offense is just now getting going. Yep. Hasn't even really been that hot. It's been a lot of the pitching and really good defense. So I look at you continue to carry that and keep that same depth as long as they don't have injuries. And I look at what they did last year when they tried to add pitchers late on because of injuries and it was too late. They went and got the depth that they need this year as far as starting pitching goes and relief pitching. So they're in good shape to me.
Well, that's what's scary. It's not just Fernando Tatis that's coming back. You've got guys like Mike Clevenger, and that staff is going to get better. That pitching staff is loaded. The only thing I will say is their bullpen, to me, they don't have a lot of known quantities back there, but they have so many arms. Young arms. Guys, Denilson Lamet, like whenever he gets going, whenever he's healthy. You've got Mackenzie Gore. Is he going to stay in the rotation? He's proven he might belong there.
Flexible.
Might be inconsistent, but he might be a guy they use in the bullpen a little bit. They're going to have pieces that they can move to the bullpen, and I think they have enough arms that they're going to be able to cover all the innings easily. Plus, Tatis in that lineup, you put together, when Grisham gets, I love Trent Grisham. I think this guy's a star. When he gets going, this lineup can be really, really good and deep and scary.
The only problem could be the same that the Yankees have, right? A strong division. You're looking at the Dodgers and the Giants in that same division. So, and the Rockies are playing decent baseball at the moment. So you never know.
They should be on this little thing we're Tough or Bluff. They should be on
Tough or Bluff.
Yeah.
It's the name of the new segment. Let's get it right, all right? No, to your point though, Padres right now, their rotation 11-5 with the 3.13 ERA, so they're not looking too bad, all right? The Twins are outscoring opponents 54-22 while taking 9 of their last 10 games. Their starters ERA is the best in the American League at 2.62. So I'm gonna toss it to Keith now. Tough or Bluff on the Twins?
I think this might be a bluff. I did want to send a shout out to Bob Melvin, though. Like Bob Melvin and the Padres, that's why I think that they're tougher this year. But
Okay.
La Bamba squad 2.0. I've said that I think Minnesota's offense can be there. We'll see about the pitching. I think they're bluffing right now because they're just starting to, they started off slow. They just started to win some more games. I think it's going to be up and down for them. But when you see Buxton do it, when you see Kepler do it, I know Sano just went on the IL, but they've got enough guys in that lineup to hit. Polanco, they've got guys that are doing it. If the pitching can stay with the offense, they might be there. But I'm going to go Bluff for now.
I got to see him this weekend, and this is a
look
real
tough.
Minnesota team. The one thing I look at is Carlos Correa is starting to get going. He's your big offseason acquisition. Ursula's going too. You look at the starting rotation, what you've gotten from Dylan Bundy, Joe Ryan. I mean, that is a nasty young fella right there. And Byron Buxton. Anytime you have an MVP caliber player on your team, you always have an opportunity. Look at any other team that has that type of player. Vladimir Guerrero, we talk about Fernando Tatis, Bryce Harper. Those types of players make your team that much better. And I saw them firsthand this weekend take 2 out of 3 from the Rays, and undoubtedly this is a good team.
I'm glad you brought up the Rays because to me, the Minnesota Twins are a learning, not quite consistent yet, Tampa Bay Rays organization. They're trying to get there. They spent some money on a Carlos Correa that the Rays normally wouldn't do, but they got him on a short deal. They did it the right way. They're trying to extend Buxton, but they're finding some quality players in veterans, but they're also doing it by bringing up some young guys. You mentioned Joe Ryan. They acquired him in a deal. Bailey Ober has pitched well for them. They've got guys that you've never heard of that are producing for them at times because they put guys in the right situation to succeed. They're becoming a very smart organization in the way they do things. They know they're not going to go out and spend hundreds of millions of dollars every offseason. They're not going to have one of the highest, salary caps or salaries in team salaries in all of baseball. So they're not worried about doing anything like that. They're worried about finding ways to beat you and being efficient as a team, as an organization. I see them doing it the right way, and I see them. I'm going to call them a bluff because I don't think the talent is there yet. But I do see this team and this organization on its way up throughout baseball and being the type of organization when they get the consistency, they will be very good. And let's not, you gave a shout out to Bomel. Let's give one to Rocco Baldelli because this guy can manage them.
Let's talk about Rays.
Not to cut you off, we have to add what we didn't add about the first 2 teams, their division. We talked about the AL East and the Yankees, tough division. We talked about the West and the Padres, tough division. The Twins can turn from bluff to tough in this division because the division, we don't know who is who yet, if there's anyone in
The
it.
White Sox should be good, but outside of that, I really don't see a team that scares them. The Indians are scoring runs, and we know they can pitch a little bit.
And that's why I think the Twins have an opportunity because you look at last year, they underperformed with a similar roster.
Yeah.
Now you just add a few acquisitions, and you never know what could happen with this squad.
Yeah, let's just wait till the White Sox get healthy, and then we'll revisit the Central, right?
So you said they're bluffing?
Waiting.
No, I'm not saying that they're bluffing. I'm just saying that it's going to be a much more competitive division when the White Sox are healthy and they start getting. They're starting slow.
Well,
All right.
second month of the season now.
The Angels have snagged 7 of their last 8. A win today, and the Halos will match the best start to a season in franchise history. Their starters are 5-1 with an ERA under 3, including a dominant performance from Michael Lorenzen on Sunday. The Angels, tough or bluff? What you think, X?
I think that they're tough. I mean, this is a team that whenever you have a healthy Mike Trout going, and Shohei, he's going to show up. He hasn't been quite the same Shohei we saw as last year, but I think they have an opportunity with a little bit of a weaker AL West. I don't think Houston is the same team that we saw last year, and I do think that when you look at a Mike Trout and what he performs and brings on the field every single day, I think this team has an opportunity. You look at the starting pitching as well. You mentioned Lorenzen. We saw him and what he's been able to do so far. This is a guy that's turned from a relief pitcher to a pretty good starter in a short amount of time. they have a chance.
They made some good acquisitions. I like the Noah Syndergaard acquisition. I think they have a chance to put some things together. I really like some of the young bats on this team. When you talk about Ward or Marsh or Jared Walsh, you put some of those guys together. These guys can play. They can hit. I played against some of them in the minor leagues towards the end of my career. They were really good. They put together good ABs, and then you put them with Ohtani and Trout and Anthony Rendon when he gets going. This team can be really, really good. I don't know that they're ready to compete at, be the best team in the AL West or one of the best teams or be the best team in the AL yet, but they're very good. And if things break their way, they stay healthy, and guys like Syndergaard, it can get themselves going and really stay healthy. This team can be very, very good. That's what's fun.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they're tough. This is what people have been waiting for. They're tough, and the boy Lorenzen, he's buff. You guys have seen him working out. You've seen his stuff.
Big boy.
They needed arms. They needed people to pitch, right? It's like, oh, whoa, the Angels are gonna be something once they get some pitching. Looks like they got it, and they also have other players to go around their 2 MVPs. They have 2 MVPs on the roster. This is the year that we should see them put it together.
Anthony Rendon.
Wow, 3.
3.
What other team's talking about 3 MVPs on the roster?
He hasn't gotten going yet.
Yeah, so this is a team that has a chance. You mentioned the young bats, like those are going to be one of the big difference makers to me, because if there's no protection for a Mike Trout or a Shohei or even Rendon, then there's not opportunities for those guys to have MVP caliber seasons.
Well, Mike Trout is certainly looking like an MVP so far, as long as he stays healthy. The same with Shohei Ohtani, dealing with a little bit of groin soreness right now.